What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Shishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Blac Chyna opens up about her lifestyle change and walking in her truth. She also gives advice to women about leaving OnlyFans. She says, it's time for change. This is not really who I am. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
It's time for a change. This is not really who I am. And something just came over me, like the Holy Spirit came over me, and I was like, you know what? I need to figure out what's my purpose in life. Like, why am I here? Like, and the way that I was living, I was like, you know what? I don't like the way that I'm living. So I had to make a change so I could start walking into my own truth. And I feel like for me, that's very important.
OnlyFans has become so normalized, and of course you were a big star on there. So what would you say to other young women who are, as you described, debasing themselves, degrading themselves on that platform sexually?
For me, I would honestly say if it's something that you're going through and you really just have to make the money, do it, but also to get out of it. Because to me, it's going to be a dead end. Anytime something is like fast money, it never ends well.
All right, guys, so there you go. So that's Blac Chyna on Fox News, revealing to everybody, and she wants everybody to know that it's time for her to speak her truth. This is the real her. Angela, by the way, that's the new name that she wants to be referred to as. And what do you guys think of that so far? What do you guys think of what you just watched? Comment down below. But here's what I think. To me, it looks like Blac Chyna and her team are initiating the second phase of her rebranding herself. And within the past couple of weeks or so, I've done a couple of videos on Blac Chyna, just kind of following this whole story of her leaving OnlyFans, because I didn't see this coming, right? Leaving OnlyFans, well, I mean, we know women change their lives, especially when they get to around her age, but Blac Chyna in specific, I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought she was going to be more of like a superhead, I'm going to go to the grave, a 3 or 4 type approach to this whole thing. So she quit OnlyFans. She got like breast and butt reduction and was rebaptized. And during this whole thing, I've been very careful. Why? Because I actually respect spirituality, Christianity, God, religion enough to know that I don't know how sincere she actually is. However, what I do know is that all things get revealed with time and with the fruits that that person's lifestyle, or in this case, new lifestyle, produces. And based on the short snippet that we just saw of Blac Chyna on Fox News, of all places, on Fox News, I'm convinced of one thing. Blac Chyna plans to make a lot of effing money from this rebrand. Right? She plans to make a lot of money. How? Well, because she's got a huge following of a bunch of modern women who don't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee. Anyway.
And yes, guys, I did grab that soundbite from that girl in the car on the coffee date. But did you guys hear what she said in that short snippet? Did you guys notice how she didn't actually discourage younger women to not pursue a career on OnlyFans? She didn't discourage that. Because you would think that at this point, if you really regret your past and you think this is a better life, healthier life to live, then you would say, don't do OnlyFans. That's not what she said. She pretty much said, do what I did. Use it and then pivot once you've made a lot of money. You might be wondering, like, what's the problem with that? What's the problem with women today doing the OnlyFans thing, spend the majority of their 20s partying, clubbing, right? Getting trains ran on them, getting cheeks clapped, being in one traumatic, toxic relationship to another, loving Pookie, Chad, Tyrone, and then finally getting to the age where Blac Chyna's at and being like, hey, I'm out. I'm done having fun. Now I'm looking for a stable man. Now I'm looking for a good relationship. Or like I've always said, gentlemen, no deed goes unpunished or rewarded for all of us in this life. And that includes Blac Chyna, who is now a single mother, ready to leave the streets, literally, and live a stable life. So the problem is, much like many adult film stars, for example, Riley Reid, who just recently went through a divorce because she claims her ex-husband was too insecure about her past work, doing PORN. Problem is, your past does matter, regardless of how much you choose to rebrand yourself. Oh, there's some women who just think their past or their current work should have no bearing to like wanting a man to take them seriously for a long-term relationship. It matters. It all matters. It matters the same way that it matters for that man what he brings to the table as far as resources, competence, and ability to be attractive to you, lead, etc. So the second thing I really noticed was that she's on Fox News, which also lets me know that there's like a political pivot that she's trying to make as well. And my question to you is, and I'm being serious when I ask this question, do you guys think that this is just by happenstance? That, you know, she happens to change her life and want to live this like straight edge lifestyle, get reborn, rebaptized, and then appears on Fox News? Or do you think this is carefully thought out and planned? But what I do have to do, and I can't overlook this, man, is I have to give credit to her team. Whoever manages her, they know how to play this game of presentation, image, get in the public eye to sympathize with what you're going through, because they understand most people are gullible as shit, right? Because when you drink too much tea, it's like truth. You believe anything.
No, I'll have a tea, actually.
No, really, guys, here's how I think the conversation legitimately went with Blac Chyna, right? She looked at her life. She says, you know what? The wall is around the corner. It's calling my name. I can hear it. It's coming fast, not slow. It's coming. In fact, I think I may see it. I need to pivot, because once that impact is made, I need to lock some guy down. I need to be in a relationship, because after that, it'll be way too late. And you may think, well, she's already hit the wall. I don't know. Maybe. And then she thinks to herself, well, my son, you know, I think her son's like about like 10 years old. How am I going to explain this lifestyle of me pretty much selling my butthole on OnlyFans? How can I justify this? No, something's got to change, because this fast money where I've sacrificed my dignity has come with some challenges. And she sincerely, maybe, wanted to change. And she said, I'm done. I quit, right? And her team was like, hold on there, Blac Chyna. Let's talk about this. There's a lot of money on the line right now. We figured out a way where you can do this and you're not going to F up our pockets, and we can all win. In fact, you can make way more money than you ever have made, even on OnlyFans. And so begins the televised rebrand of Blac Chyna to Angela. Now, I'm going to make a prediction here, and I may be wrong, but I doubt it. We'll see. I would not be surprised if in the near future we see Blac Chyna come out with a podcast, right? And on this podcast, she now can truly reach people and their pockets. And there's nothing wrong with this, people. I'm just telling you how this is probably going to go, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I should get into the management business, right? And maybe a book to go along with it. I mean, these type of conversations are being had. Definitely celebrities, you know, they're listening to these conversations about male and female nature, and society and families breaking down, and women being too masculine. And of course, people who are business minded are going to try and capitalize on this particular situation. At this point, you may think, is this all a scam? Maybe. Do I think she's serious? I think she could be. But again, the problem here is it's hard to take celebrities seriously like this when, again, you hear things like, oh, you can still do OnlyFans. Just make sure you tap out once you've gotten your money. That's what makes me think all this is fake. Because somebody who really realizes that this isn't the best path women should take, and it brings down their self-esteem, and they won't be able to find a good partner in the future, and it will kind of ruin their life, would say, do not do what I did. You'd be happier if you didn't. Why? Because there are consequences that come with living that type of a lifestyle. This idea that she just promoted of be on there for as long as it serves you, or do this thing that you know is sacrificing your dignity and self-respect for as long as it serves you, then tap out. I think that is a very destructive message. And I think as a man, you should understand that a woman's past becomes your burden and responsibility, part of your burden and responsibility, if you choose to wife that type of a woman. drink the coffee.
I love everything about coffee. It is one of my favorite things in life.
And yes, I get it. Not every woman is out here doing OnlyFans, but definitely a lot of women are out here living crazy in their younger days, racking on bodies, traumatic relationships. Oh, I can do it all by myself. It doesn't matter. I don't need a man, right? These toxic fempowerment mentalities. I mean, the best you can hope for is that you don't end up with a bunch of kids on the way there thinking you can do it all by yourself. You don't end up with a bunch of mental issues, because by that point, I'm hoping guys can spot you and be like, no, that's a red flag. I don't want to deal with your past, regardless of how much you're changing, etc. Does that mean that you changed? Not sincere? Nope. But doesn't mean that men have to deal with it or take it seriously. That's the hope, guys. The hope is women want to support Blac Chyna because they want people to believe that she's actually changed. Cool. That's great. Just like they have actually changed. But what shape are you in? And yes, it does matter, because a wise man isn't going to take on the type of trauma that's going to F up his future life. My main point here is, don't get it twisted, man. Bad choices made consistently produces damaged people. And any woman today would be a fool to think that you could just live this type of a life, OnlyFans, adult actress, or just be in the streets, just doing God knows what, and then make an about face and end up with the same results as a woman who chose to not do that, who chose to respect herself, who said, hey, you know what? I'm 26 or I'm 28. I need to work on myself. I don't want to hit 30 and look back and say, I wish I did earlier. Maybe she's earlier than that. Maybe she's 25, or maybe she is a single mother, but she's still willing to do the work, right? Willing to serve a man, submit. Yes. You don't like that. You don't like that, coffee. But there are guys out here who are willing to work with chicks, but at some point, it's just too far. You got to pay close attention when you're out here as a man. Look at these chicks who are rebranding themselves. And also remember that there are women out here who didn't sacrifice their self-respect and dignity for the streets. And you as a man need to be selfish, because you deserve the best that you qualify for. Listen, guys, there are some comments right here we're going to check out real quick. Don't worry, I got the comments for you. I know I talked for a while there. These comments are in response to Blac Chyna's little snippet that we watched there at the beginning, her saying, I've changed, right? This first commenter says, I love the attention she's getting. Just proves that being Angela was worth it from the start. So again, what I'm getting from this is like, it just proves that everything she did was sort of the right thing, because it led her up to this, where she is now. It's just, to me, it's just kind of crazy logic. Another person responded back to that chick and said, of course you love the attention she's getting. She loves it too. And how does this prove anything? That same woman responded and said, you clearly missed the message. Another person responded back to that chick. This is a gentleman. He says, but people would have never known her if she wasn't Blac Chyna. I think this is kind of hypocritical of her. She wildly benefited from OnlyFans and all that. What do you guys think? Think it's hypocritical? Another comment here from another man says, easy to say after you made all those millions. Yeah, she's rich. Another comment here from somebody else says, her old ways influenced a lot. That's why it's on the news. The fact that you want to be an example for the youth is dope. This gentleman says, I can always respect somebody who wants to change for the better, which is a good thing, right? Wanting to change for the better is good for anybody. But not discouraging women to do OnlyFans, clear out plain blank statement, is crazy. Another comment here from another woman says, why is she on Fox though, with the crying emojis? Another woman responded and says, let her stay on Fox. Don't need her on CNN. So she's obviously picking a side here with the political stance. Another gentleman says, you ran that bag up first, didn't it? The laughing emoji. Another comment from another woman says, I've noticed a lot of men and women getting closer to God, and I personally love it. Exclamation marks. If you feel like it's not genuine, that's between them and God. I agree about that. Like at the end of the day, which is why I'm careful to not say she is a false woman using God's name. It will be revealed eventually. And do people use God falsely? Yeah. I mean, the Bible even talks about not everyone who says God shall enter the kingdom of heaven. Another comment from another woman says, one thing God gonna do is use whoever he wants to bring glory unto his kingdom, with the exclamation marks. She goes on to say, many will follow Angela. I mean, if you're talking about God, shouldn't it be like many will follow God? No, it's many will follow Angela, just like they did Blac Chyna. She goes on to say, God is moving down here on earth, people. The heart emojis. Another comment here from another gentleman says, y'all need to take notes, men and women, that lifestyle of flashing money and your body parts for the internet and self-satisfaction and views ain't cutting it no more. And people are starting to realize it's corny now. Okay, so are people changing because it's corny or because they realize that it's actually destructive? By the way, this is what Blac Chyna should have said. But why do you think she didn't want to get on there and say it's not good for you, it's bad? Because she's protecting her relationship with the sisterhood. Because they're thinking, you better not judge me because I'm still over here. I love this money, these views, these OnlyFans payments. She doesn't want to go against the sisterhood. Another woman responded back to that gentleman and says, after she made her money, let's keep this into perspective. Another woman here added, immediately null and void because of Fox, with the eye roll. Another woman responded and says, I hate that she's on Fox, exclamation marks. Another comment here from somebody else says, can't wait to announce I'm done too. So we have a chick here who's actually on OnlyFans here. I found a photo of her there. Yep, OnlyFans chick. She can't wait to announce that she's done. Why don't you announce it now? Not made enough money yet. Not made enough money yet. Another comment from another man says, turn that fast money into make it last money. So he's like, I see what you're doing there. Another woman here added, this lady gonna get to the bag by any means. Somebody else responded, a guy here said, laugh out loud, exactly, pulling a Stacey Dash. Laugh out loud. We know Stacey Dash was, a frequent visitor on Fox. At least that's where people remember her from. Another gentleman here says, definitely say, get the money first, then dip, because you racked up a lot before quitting. I think maybe that was the only way for her to not look like a hypocrite, because she knew if she just said, don't be on OnlyFans, people say, that's easy for you to say with your bank account full of millions and millions of dollars. Next comment says, at least she's taken the time to correct it. And if you guys haven't seen the last videos, just to put things in perspective, Blac Chyna earns almost 20 million per month from OnlyFans subscriptions. This is back when she was on OnlyFans. 20 million per month. And one thing I've noticed is a lot of these sources that tell you how much celebrities or entrepreneurs may make are actually on the lower end. I wouldn't be surprised if she's making more than that. Now, how much more will she make with book sales, with this changing her life, maybe a TV show, add a podcast in there, then add political influence? Oh, it's about to get crazy. Listen, guys, as always, curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.